This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust you will consider this like your vitamin or supplement for your heart and mind. And wherever you receive podcasts, would you please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom and leave a rating and a brief written review. And if you'd like to get on my calendar, I'm looking for the next generation of leader to come alongside and help. Just go to Dr. Ron Blake /call, and I'll get on your calendar and I will give you a call. Here's the question for the day, my leadership friend. How do you measure how effective you are? I mean, if we don't really measure what we're doing, how do we know how well we're doing? Oftentimes, we judge how well we're doing by whether people like us, whether there are enough resources to cover all of the expenses, whether there seems to be a low level of conflict and disagreements within the organization. If we don't know how our boards, our constituents, our organization is measuring us, how do we know if we're effective or not? What are the things that we should be measuring? I want to give you some that may not readily come to your mind, but ways that you and wherever it is that you do your leadership really need to be involved with. Obviously, regardless of what your job is or what your title may be, people are a part of that. Now, there are some people, especially if you are into Myers-Briggs and you're an intuitive person, we may know intuitively what to do and what people are expecting, but even then we're not sure. And the people who don't naturally have that, they won't know either. So is it going to help us to gather more data? Well, you have to know what data it is you're seeking to collect. What are you really trying to do? As I travel around and talk with leaders, I am amazed at how often I encounter people that have no idea whether their organization feels that they're being effective or not. But more importantly than that is, they have no internal compass by which to measure or come to some understanding that I'm doing an effective and a reasonable job. I will do the best that I can do, and I'm going to do whatever I'm doing. But they really don't know about how they are measuring up. Let me give you a few ideas about this. I think one of the ways to see if you're measuring up is what are the results, not what are the talk, not what are the plans, not what are we thinking about doing, not here are the neat supplies that we have purchased, but really what are the results. And there's a word that I always use whenever I'm talking about results, and that is the idea of execution. Are you acting? Are you doing things that make a difference and make a change? Only you know that, but you need to know that. So I think you need to be measured by the results, not intentions alone, not what we plan to do, not what we think we're going to do, but the results. I think one of the things you ought to be measured is, do you inspire your team to be better and to do better than they would do if you weren't a part of the equation? In other words, are people better because they've had an encounter with you? Are people more effective because they've had you around and they've learned from you and you've been their mentor and you've been a leader and a guide? I think another area where you ought to be measured is, have you enlarged the team? Now, I'm not talking about hiring more employees or making the organization larger. I mean, are the people bigger people, better people, more productive? Has your company, has your entity, has your not-for-profit, has it enlarged its influence? Has it taken more territory? Have you expanded in places where you were not previously? Is the organization healthier? Now, I understand that oftentimes when we begin to try to measure health, it becomes a purely subjective idea. But here's the thing I want to ask you. Is indeed my organization healthier? Is the financial aspects of my organization healthier because I've been here, or is it weaker because I have been here? Is the organization meeting its objectives, its mission, its vision? Is it doing the things, or rather, are we doing the things we say we're going to do? Do we really not more than just believe, but do we put into practice the things that we say we believe? Here's another thing that I think you ought to be measured by as a leader, and I ought to be measured by. Are we creating opportunities for expansion? Are we creating opportunities for our employees and our constituents to learn, to grow, and to get better? Have I made today any courageous decisions? Have I done anything that has called for me to step out of my comfort zone and to do things that I would not normally do? I think it is very difficult to measure us with a ruler, a yardstick, or a tape measure. But I think there are some things we ought to be measured by. I know that we are naturally measured by the bottom line, and I'm not against that. That is certainly a major part of the equation. But there are a lot of other things that you could measure your life by. Am I a better person than I was a year ago? Am I a better leader than I was a year ago? All the things I've heard and read and seen and witnessed over the last few months and year, have they just been words on a piece of paper, or have I taken a hold of them, studied them, read them, and more importantly, applied them to my situation? Another thing I need to be measured by is, have I learned from my mistakes? Everyone's going to make a mistake. Everyone's going to say and do dumb things. If you think you can live a dumb-free life, that's about as difficult as it is to live a pain-free life. The question isn't, are we going to say and do dumb things? The question is, are we going to learn from it, improve, get better, and become a better person because of or in spite of? Many people are measured by, in their minds, do the people like me? Do I do fairly well? Do I not rock the boat? I would say let's raise the level of our awareness and the level by which we measure what we're really doing. Measure how you're doing by the mission and vision of your organization. Are you, if you look at your checkbook, if you look at your calendar, if you look at all of the activities, are they just nice, busy work because we have always done it? Or is it really moving the mission of your organization forward? I believe that is also something we need to be measured by. Many people just think they should be measured by, I'm a nice gal, a nice guy, I have good intentions, I went to good schools, I'm trying hard. All of those will get you an atta girl and an atta boy. But at the end of the day, you must move the ball forward. You must see change. You must propel your organization forward. You must make courageous decisions. You must create opportunities. You must enlarge the team and engage them and enlarge the territory and enlarge what you're doing. Do more than you've done before. You must be measured by, do I inspire confidence in the people I lead? And most importantly, are there the kind of results that we said we were going to get? Are we doing the things we talk about, we have meetings about, but is that where it ends? Or do we actually get out there, put it into practice, and seek to make a difference in our world? You've been listening to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom. Words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust that today this has been like a vitamin or a mineral for your heart and mind. And wherever you receive podcasts, please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, leave a rating and a brief written review. I'm looking for that next level of leadership. I want to come alongside, not to correct you or to challenge you, but to help assist you and to cheer you on to reaching your goals. It is the easiest thing in the world to get stuck, and all of us have needed someone to come alongside and help us. If you'd like to have a conversation to see what the future could be for the two of us working together, go to drronblake.com/call, get on my calendar, and I will give you a call. I want you to remember, my leadership friend, you do measure up. And you are doing significantly better today than you really think you are. You really, truly are. And until next time, this is Dr. Ron saying, have a great and blessed day.